Good evening, everybody. We are here in Tarboro Municipal Stadium as the Tarboro River Bandits are facing off against the Clayton Clovers. Leighton Dupree throws a strike to start the game. Leighton Dupree on the mound for the River Bandits, a River Bandit or a Tarboro native. So 0-1 count here, and he gets another big swing and a miss. It's facing off against Isaiah Thomas, their left fielder tonight, as I'm still trying to get the defensive alignments ready for the Clovers as Leighton Dupree's ball sails high. So a 1-2 count against the first batter. Sunny skies now after a lot of rain. You can start to see the blue skies. Here's the 1-2 count as that breaking ball gets in there, and jam shot over to the shortstop, Johnny Wall. A throw over to Keith Gardner. He scoops it up for out number 1 in time. Great play from Johnny Wall and a great scoop from Keith Gardner.
Second baseman number 2, Davey Morgan.
Teresa, can you hear now? We didn't have the mics going at that point. I hope you all can hear. Here's the first pitch. That's inside for ball 1. So quick out for Leighton Dupree with the start tonight. I'll get you Leighton Dupree's stats coming up here, as that's a big swing and a miss for strike 1. So the defensive alignments for the River Bandits, we have Leighton Dupree on the mound. Catching for him is Colin Hughes. At first base, we have Keith Gardner. At second, Mitch Jones. Shortstop, Johnny Wall. Third base, Fernando Espinal. Here's the pitch home. That breaking ball gets in there. It's going to be grounded out over to Espinal at third. The throw over to Keith Gardner in there. Oh, he steps off the bag. Keith Gardner scoops it up but steps off the bag. The sun got in his eyes, and it was a little offline. It's going to be a reach-on error for Dave Morgan to bring up Mike Snyder.
Number 5, Mike Snyder.
Mike Snyder at the plate after a reach-on error. I don't know how they're going to rule that, whether it's on Espinal with a throw a little offline or Keith Gardner for stepping out the bag. There's a big swing and a miss for strike 1. Leighton Dupree is getting a few swing and a misses early in the count here, which is very big for him to get up in the count early, as he's had a bit of a walk problem to start the season. So that's sailed inside. Mike Snyder had to back up from that a little bit. Dave Morgan inching his way towards second at that pitch there. I have a feeling he might get sent at some point. So a 1-1 count. Leighton Dupree looks over at first. Morgan's inching over. And he almost went. Got a breaking ball outside. Makes it a 2-1. He stuttered a little bit over at first. That was flied out. I'm trying to make sure you guys can hear me. That's out number 2, if you can hear me. That was flied out. Okay, you can hear me. I was trying to make sure you could, so I'm sorry I missed that play. I was making sure you all could hear me. So 2 outs. Morgan still at first. He gets a fouled back fastball over the stadium for strike 1. 0-1 count here. Dave Morgan still at first. 2 outs. They did rule an error for the River Bandits. Don't know whether it's on Espinal or Gardner. As Davidson steps off the plate with a short timeout, steps back in. Davidson, their first baseman, a big framed righty. Here's the pitch home, and that's low for ball 1. Thank you, April. Sound is good. Perfect. Just making sure. I've had a couple of games where the sound just wouldn't work right at the start. In this game, we had a rain delay, so we started just a bit late, 30 minutes late. And the lineups came in, and I'm still trying to get everything situated. So thanks for bearing with me. The breaking ball is not in there, and the runner goes. The tag is going to be not in time. Tags his foot. That's Mitch Jones. That was a ball for ball 2. The throw from Colin Hughes was just not in time. Mitch Jones places the tag on Morgan's foot, but Morgan was in there. So runner in scoring position with a 2-1 count, and Braden Davidson at the plate. Mitch Jones inching over towards second. See if Leighton Dupree looks. Pitch is low for ball 3.
Wow. Weird stat of the day. Babe Ruth hit more triples in his career than Pete Rose.
3-1 count here against Davidson. Looking over at second, here's the 3-1 pitch. That is low for ball 4. First walk of the game for Leighton Dupree, and puts a man on first, still a man on second, and 2 outs.
Designated hitter number 32, Jackson Dunlap.
Brings up Jackson Dunlap, their designated hitter. Like I have everything situated now. So runners on first and second. Here's the first pitch, and that is low for ball 1. I'll start getting some stats up here. So 0-1-0 count with 2 outs. Davidson over at first, Morgan at second. That breaking pitch misses. It's down in the count 2-0. Leighton Dupree getting a start tonight. River Bandits are 11-10 on the season. Looks over at second. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's flied out over to center field. That could be gone, and that's out of here. Leighton Dupree lets up a 3-run shot to Jackson Dunlap, their designated hitter. The designated hitter does his job as he's not playing defense tonight. He hits it over center field for a 3-run shot to start the game for the Clovers.
Groove one down the middle and kablammy, and on command.
Not a good start for the River Bandits as they have had some hitting problems recently. It kind of fluctuates some games. Their last game they lost to the Steamers 3-1, only 1 run, but had some great pitching. Didn't get any run support for their pitchers. Ryan Nielsen started that game. Adam Quincy came out of the mound, and so did Bryant Baranek. All 3 of our all-star pitchers came out that game. Only let up 3 runs for the whole game and lost 3-1. Now we're already down 3-0. They're going to need a lot of run support to win this game, already down in the first inning.
I think he's started 3 games for us, and he's come in relief. He started 2, came in relief.
That pitch is low for ball 2, so starting to struggle with the command a bit to start. Leighton Dupree's pitched 11 innings through 5 appearances. 2 of them starts. Has 1 win, no losses. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and that is low for ball 3. Only has 5 hit before this game. Only had 5 hits against him, 8, but he does have 8 earned runs, 15 walks, so that is his struggle. Does have 9 strikeouts, and he gets strike call for strike number 1. That walk from Davidson led to a home run from Jackson Dunlap over center field, so there's another walk right there for ball 4. Alex Levesque gets on with a walk, and that brings up JoJo Allen, their 7th hitter, and their shortstop.
The shortstop, number 24, JoJo Allen.
Dupree on the season has a 6.55 ERA. Batters are only hitting 143 against him, but like I said, those 15 walks, that is the struggle here. It led to a home run as that's fouled back into the netting. This is his third start of the season. His first start he went 1 2/3, and that was opening night against the Twins. They did win that game 8-6. And his second start was High Point. High Point Air Force went 3 1/3, and they won that game as well. So we do win when he's on the mound. He has a 1-0 record. That pitch missed. So man on first. Here's a pitch home, and that is low for ball 2. I believe it's a 2-1 count. I could be wrong here. That's on the scoreboard here in Tarboro Municipal Stadium. It's a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch home, and that is in there for strike 2. Two count. Needs to get out of this inning with the man on first. Wants to strand that man over at first. And JoJo Allen trying to strike him out. Here's the pitch home, and it's grounded out over to Johnny Wall. Is he going to get there in time? He makes a diving play. Is not there in time. Runners are going to stay there. Ethan Barnes at center field throws it in to Mitch Jones. So it's going to be a base knock, ground ball base knock past the diving Johnny Wall.
The right fielder, number 7, Zach Lyon.
And it's 8 o'clock here in Tarboro.
Brings up Zach Lyon, their 8th hitter in the batting order. So men on first and second, 2 outs. Here's a pitch. Grounded out over to Clayton Dupree, over his head. Mitch Jones is going to grab it, tag second base for the force play. Easy out number 3, but the Clayton Clovers do score 3 in the inning with a 3-run shot over center field. Bring the River Bandits bats up as Fernando Espinal is going to lead off. So we will see if Espinal can get on, start a rally for the River Bandits in the bottom of the first. Fernando Espinal leading off the bottom of the first inning for the River Bandits, as Seth Bullock is taking the mound for the Clayton Clovers, trying to maintain that 3-1 lead. He hits him on the first pitch, high on the shoulder. It's going to be 1 pitch and 1 hit by pitch to start the game. So that brings on Espinal, an early hit by pitch / walk, gets him on anyway, anyhow, and starts a rally.
The left fielder, number 5, Cruz Newman.
Brings up our left fielder, Cruz Newman. Cruz Newman with a .286 batting average through 14 plate appearances. So he's still a newer addition to the squad, a .286 on-base percentage. So he's been a good hitter so far. Espinal at first can run. That pitch gets in there for strike one. No, it's early, but I think that was a bit outside. Don't want to complain too much to start the game, though. So Espinal over at first. He's inching his way towards second. Cruz Newman at the plate. He hits that back towards the pitcher over him. Going to be a base knock to center field. Espinal going to walk into second safely. And Cruz Newman's going to get a easy base knock over to center field.
The shortstop, number 22, Johnny Wall.
That brings up Johnny Wall. Johnny Wall, for the moment, has been our best hitter. He has had a lot less plate appearances, only 31 compared to some of our hitters, but a .429 batting average. Has 12 hits on the season. So he has been great. He looks at ball one. So runners on first and second with no outs. This is a chance for the River Bandits to rally, get those bats hot early, as they have some games where they just blow the bats open. He had 17 runs against the Twins, but then game after had 1 run against the Steamers. You just don't know what you're going to get, but when the bats are hot, they are very hot. And this is a good start. Good sign. And you need it going down 3-0 in the first. Johnny Wall up in the count 1-0 here. He's only played 7 games, has 8 singles and 4 doubles and 8 RBIs, 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. Not striking out very often. Here's the 1-0 pitch. He flies that out over towards right field. Could be in no man's land. Right fielder's going to get to it. Espinal is going to stay at second. The right fielder, Zach Lyon, gets to that with ease.
The right fielder, number 16, Eston Snyder.
Brings up our right fielder, Eston Snyder. Eston Snyder on the season. Been hitting better as of late. Hitting .226 on the season. That's low for ball one. Eston Snyder with a .354 on base percentage, 12 hits on the season, 7 singles, 3 doubles, and 2 home runs. Second most on the team, only lower than Espinal. He looks at strike one. Espinal has 3, had 2 in the same game, the same inning, matter of fact, in that 17-run ball game I was mentioning against the Twins. That was fun. Espinal's over there at second. Cruz Newman at first with 1 out. Snyder in the cleanup spot, and he looks at the ball, gets past him. Runners are going to go back. No throw over to first. Was a chance that they got there. Would have been a little risky as the catcher, Luke Bowen, got to that ball pretty fast. Didn't get too far away from him. 2-1 count now. Pitch home. He rips that down the left field line. That's going to be against the wall. Espinal is going to run home. It's going to be a long single. As Cruz Newman stays over at second, it was ripped way too hard to get anyone past second and third.
The catcher, number 17, Colin Hughes.
We should not have walk-up songs every time.
Brings up catcher Colin Hughes. 3-1 Clayton. Colin Hughes looks at strike one. That hit from Eston Snyder was absolutely destroyed. I thought it might have a chance to line over the 98.5 big dog. Just hit against it, and their left fielder, Isaiah Thomas, threw it back in pretty fast, and Cruz Newman had to stay over at second. He wanted third, had to turn back. Eston Snyder wanted second. He was already halfway there. He had to turn back, and very fast. 2 hits already for the River Bandits. A 1-1 count against Colin Hughes. Colin Hughes swings at that late, gets a piece of it, gets back to the backstop. Makes it 1-2. River Bandits do respond with a run. Get something going. Still have a chance to add on to it with Cruz Newman at second, Eston Snyder at first, and Colin Hughes at the plate. Colin Hughes on the season, hitting .212 with a .386 on base percentage. The 1-2 bounces for ball 2. Mike P. Leighton Dupree is pitching for the River Bandits tonight. We'll see him back on the mound in just a few minutes. Hopefully a little bit longer. Hopefully River Bandits can get some more hits going. The 2-2 pitch ripped down the first base side. It's going to get past the first baseman, Brandon Dunlap. Runners are going to stay put, and the bases are going to be loaded for Brandon Phillips. Excuse me, it's Braden Dunlap. I might have said Brandon Dunlap. Braden Dunlap dove for that ball. Got right past his glove into the right field.
The designated hitter, number 14, Brandon Phillips.
Brings up Brandon Phillips, who was a great hitter while he was playing. Has 12 games played, but he had a shoulder injury as he dove into or slid into home plate during an Outer Banks game. And this is his first game back, so big spot as he looks at strike 1. Coming back into the lineup in a massive spot, being down 3 when the base is loaded and 1 out. He can do some big damage here, get his bat hot again. Seth Bullock on the mound with the bases loaded. Here's the pitch home. He goes fishing for that one for strike 2. The Dream Team says don't run on Zach Lyon. So far, they haven't. They've been respecting his arm, as it might have been a smart decision for Cruz Newman to stop at third. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He looks at that one low for ball 1. Good take from Brandon Phillips. After this at bat, I'll let you know the Clovers defensive lineup. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Phillips. He looks at that low. Low and in the dirt for ball 2. Should give you the lineup now. And on the mound is Seth Bullock. Behind the plate, Luke Bowen. At first, Braden Dunlap. At second, Dave Morgan. At short, JoJo Allen. At third, Mike Snyder. Get your outfield in just a moment. Here's the 2-2 pitch against Phillips. He swings and misses at that one for strike 3. That'll be out number 2 and bring up Mitch Jones with the bases loaded.
The second baseman, number 4, Mitch Jones.
In the left field for the Clovers is Isaiah Thomas. At center field, Jack Stark. And at right is Zach Lyon. As mentioned in the chat, to not run on Zach Lyon. I don't know much about him, but he must have a very good arm. Cruz Newman respected it. He looks at strike 1 in the outside corner. Mitch Jones, an all-star for the team. He's going to be in Outer Banks tomorrow night. I believe the Edenton announcer will be there for the game, doing some sort of broadcast. So tune into that. Here's a pitch home. He rips that down the right field side. That's going to be caught by Zach Lyon. A great catch from Zach Lyon to run that down. Would have hit the wall, would have brought in a few runs. But he ran that down in time, and the River Bandits respond with one run, leave the bases loaded. Great job from Seth Bullock to get out of that jam, and the River Bandits be back out. Leighton Dupree on the mound at the top of the second inning. We'll see you back here on YouTube Live. Luke Bowen leading off in the top of the second inning against Clayton Dupree on the mound again after letting up a 3-run shot over center field. Hoping to have a cleaner inning as Luke Bowen is their catcher leading off. Here's a pitch home, and that's outside for ball 1. Luke Bowen on the season in 35 plate appearances has a 103 batting average, 235 on base percentage as he looks at strike 1. He has 3 hits on the season, 2 of them singles and 1 of them a double. 4 runs, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and 11 strikeouts. He looks at that bouncing off the dirt all the way up into the netting for ball 2. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Looks at that low for ball 3. 3-1 count against the leadoff batter. That's in there for strike 2, and Clayton Dupree works it back for a full count. On deck is Jack Stark, and in the hole, Isaiah Thomas, the top of their lineup. Here's a payoff pitch. He swings at that and fouls it down the third base line. We'll do it again.
What's Dupree's pitch count, 54?
Clayton Dupree, full count. Here's the pitch home. That is inside for ball 4. Clayton Dupree pitches a walk, and Luke Bowen works the walk to lead off the top of the second.
The left fielder, number 17, Jack Stark.
It's amazing how I can be one person and then talking to the mic and be something totally different.
Clayton Dupree, 36 pitches already through 1 inning, has 3 hits, 3 earned runs, and 3 walks. Man over at first, and their catcher, they're looking to bunt. He bunts it, pops it up, and foul. Not a great bunt attempt from Jack Stark. We'll see if he does it again. Jack Stark, their center fielder. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's a big swing and a miss. That came in at 79 miles per hour, excuse me. It's an 0-2 count here. He gets a big swing and a miss from Jack Stark for out number 1. His first strikeout of the night.
The left fielder, number 3, Isaiah Thomas.
Now he's facing Isaiah Thomas, their left fielder, who is top of their batting order with 1 out, man at first. Thomas looks at strike 1. Clayton Dupree zips that fastball in the upper part of the zone. 0-1 count with the man up first. That breaking ball just misses outside. Isaiah Thomas on the season, 92 plate appearances. I'll let you know more of his stats after this pitch. Here's a 1-1 count. Clayton Dupree looks in, gets a big swing and a miss on the breaking pitch. Isaiah Thomas in 92 plate appearances at a .314 batting average, .457 on base percentage. Has 22 hits, 19 of them singles, 3 of them doubles. 15 RBIs on the season, and there's a pitch fouled back. Has 16 runs, 13 walks, and 14 strikeouts. So a good walk to strikeout ratio. And he's been hit by a pitch 7 times this season. It's a cool stat for you. He just gets a piece of that, rolls it down. Clayton Dupree is going to get it. The throw over to first is going to be offline, and that's going to bring the runner over to third. Second and third, the runners might. No, they're going to stay. Keith Gardner gets to it fast. Clayton Dupree throws it off balance, off line of Keith Gardner at first. Probably would have been better to just let him have the bunt single, as that was a greatly placed, or single, or excuse me, all over the place. A swinging bunt, wasn't meant to be a bunt, but he got it over the third base side, and it's just a tough play for anyone on the River Bandits. So now 2 men in scoring position with Dave Morgan at the plate. Here's a pitch home, and that is in there for strike one. It's tough. He had a good strikeout. He had bat before, and he was up in the count 1-2 there, and just gets a nice swinging bunt down the third base side. Espinal had no chance. That misses outside just barely. Late Dupree grabs it and just can't make the throw. Dave Morgan has 130 plate appearances for the Clovers, most on the team. Looks at a ball low. Two 2-1 count against Morgan with men on second and third and one out. Bounces to the backstop. Runners are going to stay at second and third as it is hit hard against the backstop, and Colin Hughes gets to it very quickly. Dave Morgan has a .300 batting average, .442 on base percentage. 30 hits, 25 of them singles, 2 doubles, and 2 triples and a home run. So those 2 triples are the only triples on the Clovers. He's a speedy guy on the bases. Speedy guy can run around the bases. Don't want to let him get a gap shot. Could steal one from you. Here's the pitch home, and that is low for ball 4, and the bases are going to be loaded. Not a good sign to have Coach Crosby coming out to the mound.
Tonight's mound visit brought to you by La Placetta Italian Restaurant of Scotland Neck.
Clovers are 14-14 on the season. River Bandits are 11-10. Clovers have played just a few more games. They're 500. If they beat the River Bandits tonight, River Bandits will be at 500, and the Clovers will be just above 500. So big game for both teams, a non-conference play, non-division play. Still want to get as many wins as you can. River Bandits trying to respond. They had won 2 straight before losing to the Steamers. Excuse me, losing to the Steamers twice. They had won 2 straight. So River Bandits on a 2-game skid against the Steamers. Just can't seem to beat them this season as they're only 2-6 against them. Won't play them again until July 20th, I believe. It's a long time till they'll meet again with the Steamers. Them and the Scallywags have had their fair share of playing against the River Bandits recently, and Scallywags have got the best of the River Bandits the last couple games. Pitch is fouled back above the stadium. Needing a strikeout or a double play, get the sac play out of contention. Pre on the mound, 0-1 count, 1 out, bases loaded against Mike Snyder. Looks at strike 2. Excuse me. On deck, Braden Davidson, who worked the walk last inning, and then Jackson Dunlap, who hit the 3-run bomb over center field. Needs a strikeout here. Has a chance. 0-2 count. Here it is. He gets a big swing and a miss for, oh, there we go. Calls it strike 3. He thought he might have got a piece of it. He was standing in the batter's box. Umpire says strike 3. He missed it. Third base coach going to talk to the umpire as they're going to have a little meeting. He's coming back to the batting box thinking he fouled it off. Now the first base umpire going to join the talk. I'll let you know. Dupree talking to Colin Hughes. They're saying he got a piece of it, so it's going to continue to be an 0-2 count. It's the shortstop umpire, or that's where he's standing right now. Guess he thought he got a piece of it, and Mike Snyder is going to stay alive. Dave Morgan over at first. 3-1 ball game. Dupree trying to keep it that way. Has 2 strikes against Snyder. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He fouls it out of play down the first base side. Mike Snyder stays alive. 2 consecutive foul balls. Couldn't tell on that first foul ball whether he got a piece of it or not. I thought he struck out. He's still in the batter's box. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This time, does he go? He appeals, and he did not go. River Bandits not happy with the call, or the fans not happy with the call. First base umpire says he didn't go. From my angle, it did not look like he went. It looked like he checked. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Dupree. That's outside for ball 2. Snyder trying to work the count back. He's worked it back to 2-2 from 0-2, trying to work it full. 2 errors here for the River Bandits already. One from Dupree and one from either Espinal or Gardner. I don't know how they ruled it. Here's a 2-2. He flies it out towards right field. Eston Snyder's going to get under it for out number 2. Runner's going to go. The throw over to first. It's going to get cut off. I don't know why he cut it off. They're not happy that Keith Gardner cut it off. Colin Hughes not happy with it. He yelled over at Gardner. Looked like the throw had some oomph to it. Thought it was going to get to the plate in time as Clovers do score another on the sac fly from Mike Snyder. That is fouled back. Men on first and third with 2 outs, 0-1 count. A 4-1 ball game now. 2 errors for the River Bandits, 3 hits for both sides. That is fouled above the stadium for strike 2.
Heads up! Gosh darn it, don't you listen?
Dupree with 57 pitches in 1 2/3 innings. 4 hits, 4 earned, 4 walks, and a strikeout. Trying to get another strikeout here to end this inning. Runners on the corners. Against Davidson. Here's the pitch home. Runner's going to go. He's not going to throw. Doesn't want to risk it with a man at third base. Smart play from Mike Snyder to run, knowing that Colin Hughes might not want to risk it. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Here's the 1-2, breaking ball. Gets hit hard over to Ethan Barnes, and he overruns it. It's going to get to the wall. It's going to bring home 2 runs, 6-1 ball game. Going to be thrown in. It's going to be a double, a 2 RBI double for Braden Davidson. It's going to bring up Jackson Dunlap, who hit the home run. Don't know whether they'll rule that an error against Ethan Barnes.
Number 32, Jackson Dunlap.
That's ball 1 from Dupree. Was lined hard over to Ethan Barnes. He overran that, tried to cut it off. And it got to the wall. Was a big hit, and that's grounded out over towards Johnny Wall. Johnny Wall is going to slide and keep it from getting to the outfield. Johnny Wall saved a run there, as if it got over to Ethan Barnes, runner most likely would have went. He's going to hold that to a single. Runners now in the corners again. Still a 6-1 ball game. River Bandits really going to have to get those bats going tonight if they want to get back in this game. Our extra hitter, Alex Levesque, up in the plate He's going to get back to the backstop. Runner's going to get to second. Runner at third is going to stay. Here's the 1-0. That is outside for ball 2. Runners on second and third. 2 balls, no strikes. Dupree's pitch gets a big swing and a miss from Alex Vesque for strike 1. He's been close to getting out of this inning a few times. Trying to get out of it now. Strand runners at second and third. Here's a pitch home. That is just outside for ball 3. Now 6 hits against him. This definitely his most hit appearance. The 3-1 pitch is outside for ball 4. Be the 5th walk of the game for Clayton, and 1 2/3 innings. Bases are going to be loaded again.
The shortstop, number 24, JoJo Allen.
Brings up JoJo Allen, their shortstop. If the River Bandits want to keep this game in line, a 5-run ball game is not fun to look at, but it's not over. But the Clovers could definitely break this game open if they get a big hit here, clear the bases, any type of home run. That is outside for ball 1. Colin Hughes going to go have a talk with Dupree. Colin Hughes walking very slowly, trying to keep Leighton Dupree to have as much time as he needs to settle down. Bullpen is working, maybe trying to get that bullpen as much time as they possibly can, get them in as soon as possible.
All right, let me go ahead and do this. Did you ever end up bringing Grayson out here?
Over at third base is Braden Davidson. At second, Jackson Dunlap. And at first, Alex Vesque. JoJo Allen now at the plate waiting for Colin Hughes to come back. The umpire, home plate umpire, goes and grabs Colin Hughes as he's taking a bit too long. And Leighton Dupree is going to be in a 1-0 count against JoJo Allen with the bases loaded, 2 outs. 6-1 ball game. Clayton, 5 hits for the Clovers, 3 for the River Bandits. River Bandits have 2 errors on the game. We're only in the top of the second inning. We did have a rain delay. Kept us from starting until about 7:35, 7:40 range. Started a little bit late, and now we're only in the top of the second. It's been a long game. That is fouled back very close to our camera. A scary sight. Didn't hit it, though, so it's very, very good. Camera angle is still intact. We're starting to see a little bit more blue skies now. Clouds are rolling away. Hopefully we don't see any more rain for the night. Bases loaded, 1-1 count. Breaking or fastball inside for ball 2. Thought it might break there. Spoke too soon. That is fouled back for strike 2. 2-2 count. Dupree with a chance for a strikeout to end this long-winded inning. JoJo Allen had a hit in his first at-bat in the first inning. Trying to get another here with the bases loaded. The 2-2 pitch. It's popped up over towards Johnny Wall. Johnny Wall at shortstop is going to get under it for out number 3. River Bandits strand 3. Strand the bases loaded, and it's now a 6-1 ball game as the Clovers add 3 themselves. See here in the bottom half of the second, River Bandits bats going to try to get hot, try to start something, start a rally, get back into this ball game. We'll see you here on YouTube Live. Ethan Barnes leading off the second inning for the River Bandits as Seth Bullock had a while since he's pitched in the first inning. Coming out on the mound to face Ethan Barnes to lead it off. That breaking ball misses for ball one. Ethan Barnes, the plate, he looks at a strike inside. On the season, Ethan Barnes batting .241 with a .371 on base percentage. Here's the 1-1 pitch. He goes reaching for that one for strike two. Has 7 hits, 5 singles, 1 double, and one of them a home run. Has 4 RBIs on the season, 8 runs, 4 walks, and 8 strikeouts. He's down on the count 1-2 to lead off the bottom half of the second against on deck is Keith Gardner. Keith Gardner at first base. He cut off a throw from Essen Snyder in right field that might have hosed down a runner. Here's the 2-2 pitch. He just fouls that back. Just got a piece of it. The 2-2 pitch, he grounds that out over to the shortstop side. He's going to have to make a diving play to get it, keep it from going to the left field. And that's going to be an infield single for Ethan Barnes.
The first baseman, number 35, Keith Gardner.
Good job to lead off the bottom of the second as both innings we have a leadoff runner on, a hit by pitch from Espinal, and now a leadoff single for Ethan Barnes brings up Keith Gardner. Field or flied out. Oh my goodness, that was way farther than I thought. Flied out all the way to the wall as Zach Lyon gets to it. That was hit a lot harder than I was expecting.
The EH, number 6, John Howard.
So Keith Gardner hits that a lot farther than it's seen from my perspective. It looked like it was popped up in the infield. It was hit almost gone. So it brings up John Howard as he has a big swing and a miss on the first pitch of the at-bat. John Howard on the season has a 71 batting average with a .212 on base percentage, 2 hits, a single, and a double. There's a big swing and a miss there for strike two. Runner's going to go. He hits it hard down the right field side. Looks like it's going to go foul. Is he going to get there? He's not. Ethan Barnes going to have to go back to first. That was hit hard from John Howard. Ethan Barnes would have made that with ease if it wasn't fouled back. Might have been strike 3, though, so good job from John Howard fouling that. It's an 0-2 count for John Howard. He looks at a ball. Doug Page, if you're talking about freezing, I hope you're not talking about the stream. My mic will go mute. Sometimes they play music, and we don't want to get copyrighted, so I will go mute sometimes throughout the game as John Howard goes down looking for strike 3. Seth Bullock freezes him for out number 2. Brings up Fernando Espinal, our leadoff hitter.
The third baseman, number 19, Fernando Espinal.
Hopefully it's not freezing the actual stream. I don't have much control over that. The Wi-Fi is usually pretty good here. Here's the pitch home. Espinal looks at a ball in the dirt. So a 1-0 pitch, 2 outs. Ethan Barnes going to go. He's going to slide in safely. Going to get to center field. Doesn't realize it. Probably a good thing he didn't. got to the center fielder, Jack Stark, very fast. Ethan Barnes going to get a stolen base, and that's going to be ball 2. Espinal hopefully get on somehow. I'm hoping for a home run. Espinal is, like I said earlier, has 3 home runs, most on the River Bandits. He can hit. Breaking ball over by his head for ball 3. Not giving Espinal any pitches to hit here. The 3-0 pitch, he gets in there, the pitch gets in there for strike 1. (3-1) count against Espinal. Ethan Barnes at second. That is outside for ball 4. Espinal works a walk, brings up Cruz Newman with men on first and second now.
The left fielder, number 5, Cruz Newman.
You can tell he's a lot better than
He rips that into the gap in left center field, and he's going to get there for out number 3. Isaiah Thomas runs down the gap. Thought that was going to fall. It stayed up there for just a bit too long, and Isaiah Thomas runs it down for out number 3. Cruz Newman ripped it over to him. River Bandits going to strand runners on first and second, and the game's going to stay tied at, or stay at 6-1, not tied. And that'll be the end of the inning. We'll see here in the top of the third inning as not Clayton Dupree anymore. We have a new pitcher. We'll let you know who it is. Zach Lyon at the plate for the Clayton Clovers as that's grounded over to Mitch Jones. Very sharply throw over to Keith Gardner in time for a quick one pitch out as we have a new pitcher on the mound. It'll be Camden Martindale in relief for Clayton Dupree. It's a quick out, quick ground out over to Mitch Jones, our second baseman. It's big. We need a lot of quick outs, a lot of outs in general. Get them back into this game. I see it's getting a little bright now with the lights on and getting a little darker. I'll fix that. So pitch home, and that's fouled over and just dropped from our catcher, Colin Hughes. So 0-1 count, 1 out. Here's the pitch. That breaking ball gets in there. A nasty breaking ball from Martindale.
Number 36, Camden Martindale.
He's facing it off against their 9-hole hitter, Luke Bowen, their catcher. Trying to get 2 quick outs. He's up in the count 0-2. Here's the pitch home, and that's outside for ball 1. So 1-2 count, 6-1 ball game. No one on the bases. Here's the pitch home, and that breaking ball gets in there. It freezes him for strike 3. Luke Bowen goes down looking for out number 2.
The left fielder, number 17, Jack Stark.
Brings up their left fielder, Jack Stark. Excuse me, center fielder. Pitch home is just outside. Jack Stark has a good take. A lot going on in the press box. Excuse me for being a little slow right now. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That is low for ball 2.
Actually, you know what? Leave those 2 on. Leave those 2 on. Right there, that's fine.
So Martindale with 2 quick outs. He has 15 1/3 innings pitched, 5 games played, 3 started, as he gets a big swing and a miss. That'll be strike 1 against Stark. Martindale has a win and a loss, 1-1. 15 hits, 11 runs. Here's the pitch home, and there's another big swing and a miss for strike 2. Martindale only 8 earned on him, 8 walks, 11 strikeouts with a 4.69 ERA. Batter's hitting .234 against him. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball freezes him with another frozen strikeout. 1-2-3 inning for Camden Martindale to get the River Bandits back hitting. Try to get them back in the game as they just stranded runners on first and second. See if they can get the runners in this time. We'll see here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Johnny Wall leading off in the bottom of the 3rd inning for the River Bandits. Our shortstop saved a run last inning, a diving play to keep a runner at 3rd. Not this top half in the 2nd inning is what I was referring to. He looks at ball 1. Another breaking ball upstairs for ball 2. Johnny Wall, as I mentioned, been our best average hitter, and he's looked at 3 consecutive balls now. Johnny Wall in the season has only 2 walks to 4 strikeouts. Could be his Third walk of the season here to lead off the third. And he has a big swing and a miss for strike one. 3-1 count against Wall. Here's the pitch home from Bullock. That's inside for ball four. Johnny Wall works a leadoff walk. So the River Bandits have reached on the leadoff of every inning so far, but still only have one run, down 6-1. This should be the time to get a rally, get back into this game. Brings up Eston Snyder, our cleanup hitter, with a man at first base. He ripped it down the first base or third base line. That's hit hard. In the gap. That's going to hit the gap. Johnny Wall is going to get to third. They're going to keep him at third. And Eston Snyder is going to be on second with a stand-up double into the left center field gap. Isaiah Thomas couldn't get to it. He was almost to it as this Clover outfield has been making a lot of great plays tonight. Couldn't make the play there. Gets a double. Brings Johnny Wall over to third. Now 2 runners in scoring position for Colin Hughes. Seth Bullock on the season has 18 innings pitched, 5 games played, 3 started. He's 4-0 on the season with 20 hits, 6 earned runs, and 14 walks. Has 13 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. That's ripped over to the right field side. That ball is in the gap. That's going to bring 2 runners home. Colin Hughes is going to go into second. He's going to slide in, and he's out. Has a 2 RBI hit, but he gets thrown out at second. As earlier in the chat they mentioned, don't run on Zach Lyon. That is the reason he throws out Colin Hughes at second base, but he brings home 2 runs. 2 RBIs for Colin Hughes, a great hit into the right center field gap. Brandon Phillips at the plate, looks at ball 1. Great hit to cut that Clayton Clover lead to 3. Colin Hughes gets it done after Snyder hit one in the gap. He looks at ball 2. Johnny Wall took the walk to lead off the inning. That's big. Leadoff walks tend to lead to stuff big, and you love to see it. This time it did. It didn't in the first and second inning. Here's the pitch home as he looks at strike 1. That hits the outside black. I mentioned Bullock is more of a contact out hitter. He has 13 strikeouts on the season and 14 walks. Phillips fouls that back for strike 2. 2-2 count, no one on the bases as Colin Hughes got hosed at second. Now this game, he does have 2 strikeouts, referring to Seth Bullock. He does have 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Here's a 2-2 pitch with 1 out. That's way outside for ball 3. Brandon Phillips works it full with Mitch Jones on deck, trying to get another walk, start some other kind of rally for the River Bandits as they added 2. Here's the payoff pitch. That is upstairs for ball 4. Brandon Phillips works a walk in his second at-bat back in Tarboro. Brings up Mitch Jones with some more damage that could be done. As I mentioned, Mitch Jones, one of our all-stars, that's going to be playing in Outer Banks tomorrow night. Mitch Jones did not get on in his first at-bat. But on the season, has a .250 batting average, looks at ball 1. 50 batting average, 392 on base percentage, has 10 hits, 6 singles, 3 doubles, and he does have a lone home run with 8 RBIs. He looks at the pitch, and he has a big swing and a miss. Went reaching high for that one, couldn't get his bat to it. Mitch Jones is 100% on stolen bases this season. He reaches for that one, fouls it off to the backstop for strike 2. 1-2 pitch against Mitch Jones with Brandon Phillips at first after the walk. He looks at strike 3. He goes down looking. Seth Bullock freezes Mitch Jones for out number 2.
The center fielder, number 10, Ethan Barnes.
Brings up Ethan Barnes. Ethan Barnes had a misplay over at center field earlier this game. Brandon Phillips at first. Ethan Barnes swings for the fences on that one and misses it. Ethan Barnes did have a hit in his first at bat. In the second inning, he led off that second inning. He swings for the fences again, misses that one. Brandon Phillips at first, and Ethan Barnes really trying to advance him with those swings. It's down to the count 0-2 with Keith Gardner on deck. Bandits do have more hits now than the Clovers, but the walks are what's killing the River Bandits. They're down 6-3. Here's the pitch home. He fouls that off. An 0-2 pitch against Ethan Barnes. That's high, almost hits him in the head. Has to duck under that one for ball 1. One-two count against Ethan Barnes. Brandon Phillips is going to go. He's going to hit that hard into center field. Center fielder looking at it, and he's going to be under it for out number 3. Ethan Barnes almost got that one out of there. Jack Stark at the wall makes the play for out number 3. River Bandits do add 2 in the inning, make it a 6-3 ball game. Much more competitive now. Camden Martindale coming out on the mound again as he had a 1-2-3 inning in the third. He'll be here in the top of the fourth as the River Bandits down 6-3. Isaiah Thomas leading off the 4th inning for the Clayton Clovers. He's their leadoff hitter in the batting order. Facing off against Camden Martindale. The 1-0 pitch from Martindale is swung on, grounded out towards third base. Going to be bounce foul. Espinal gets to it, but it's just foul once he grabs it. Now Isaiah Thomas in a 1-1 count against Martindale. Here's the pitch home. That's outside for ball 2. River Bandits now have more hits than the Clovers at 6-5. Isaiah Thomas has a run in this game as he works a leadoff walk for the Clovers in the top of the 4th inning. As I mentioned earlier, leadoff walks tend to lead to good things for the hitting team. Brings up Davey Morgan. I've been saying Dave Morgan, excuse me, to the Morgan family. Here's the pitch home with a man at first, and that breaking ball clips the outer half.
It's almost time for food. Yeah, I was going to have her run and get it, but if you're up
So 0-1 count, man at first.
and don't leave until Dominic gives you his order.
Martindale taking a while on the mound. Here's his pitch home. That breaking ball misses. Looks around the same spot. Doesn't get the call this time. Must have been a tad bit lower. Martindale, as I mentioned, has 3 starts on the season. Not used to coming out of the bullpen much. He gets a fouled pitch. Oh, he's up in the count 1-2. Isaiah Thomas over at first. Martindale would love a ground ball double play here. Here's the pitch, grounded out over to second at Mitch Jones. There's only going to be a play at first as it's grounded not very hard, softly. It's going to be out number 1 at first. Mitch Jones throws over to Keith Gardner in time. Brings up Mike Snyder, their third baseman. So a man on second base, 1 out. Gets in there for strike 1 against Mike Snyder. Mike Snyder, their third baseman. Looking over at second is Camden Martindale as the runner is bouncing around second. That breaking pitch gets a big swing and a miss from Snyder as it fooled him there. Snyder does have an RBI this game. On deck, Braden Davidson. Snyder down on the count 0-2. Runner's going to go to third. It's a pitch that's way outside, and it lets that runner get over to third with ease. Now a 1-2 count. The sac fly or a ground ball is in play. Snyder's going to try to get this ball in play as it's outside for ball 2. Snyder with an RBI opportunity here at the plate. Here's the 2-2, and that is just outside. That was a close call there on the outside half. Here's the payoff pitch. That is swung on, hit hard over to Johnny Wall. No play at home. Going to bring a run home to throw over to first in time to Keith Gardner for out number 2. Mike Snyder does get the RBI ground out after Davey Morgan ran home, stole third. It was hit hard over to Johnny Wall, but just absolutely no play. Now a 7-3 ball game as Braden Davidson is at the plate, gets a big swing and a miss for strike 1. Braden Davidson has a hit, 2 RBIs, a walk, and a run this game. So him and the on-deck man, Jackson Dunlap, have been doing most of the damage against the River Bandits. He's down to count 0-1, now 0-2 as he goes fishing for that one for strike 2. Dupree threw 70 pitches, had 2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned, 6 runs, 5 walks, and a strikeout. Martindale now with 1 2/3, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts, trying to get out of this inning. 0-2 count. That's outside to the backstop for ball 1. Braden Davidson, their cleanup hitter, first baseman. At the plate, down 1-2 with 2 outs, and he hits that hard over to Essen Snyder. He's going to back up, and he's going to get under that for out number 3. Essen Snyder moves back a few steps, catches the line out, and that'll be the end of the top half of the 4th. The River Bandits will try to add on to their 7-3 deficit. Try to add on to their 3 runs as Clovers do add 1 in the inning. So we'll see you here. You're watching the Tarboro River Bandits on YouTube Live. Keith Gardner leading off for the River Bandits here in Tarboro Municipal Stadium in the bottom half of the 4th against Seth Bullock on the mound for the Clayton Clovers. Clayton Clovers up 7-3 as they add 1 in the top half of the 4th with a sac RBI ground out. As Keith Gardner looks at a breaking ball for strike 1. River Bandits still up in the hit count, but they do have 2 errors, and on the team they have multiple walks against. Don't know exactly how many. Have to check that out soon. A 1-1 count against Keith Gardner. Here's the pitch home as he hits that hard to the right field side. That's going to drop. It's going to drop for a single, though, as Zach Lyon gets to it fast. And as mentioned, Zach Lyon has an amazing arm. He throws that into shortstop very, very fast. So another lead-off man for the River Bandits, as they've had that here for the first 4 innings. Do have 3 runs on the game, still down 7-3. This is a time to get it going. John Howard, the bottom of the batting order for the River Bandits, and up on deck is Fernando Espinal at the top. Keith Gardner at first as John Howard looks at a ball. There's a big bug in the press box here. Has me moving around, not paying attention as much as I should be, as John Howard looks at strike 1. So 1-1 count against Howard with Keith Gardner at first. Howard swings, jams it over to shortstop. Chance at a double play. The throw over to first. Not in time as it gets to the back dugout. As it's going to be a fielder's choice. John Howard's now going to be on first. Keith Gardner thrown out at second. So 1 out, John Howard at first, and the top of our batting order, Fernando Espinal up at the plate.
The third baseman, number 19, Fernando Espinal.
Espinal has a run and a walk this game, and he looks at ball 1 there. One-zero count for Espinal with John Howard at first. He looks at that one just outside for ball 2. Espinal was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. Espinal on the season with a .286 batting average, .423 on base percentage. He goes for the fences for that one, misses it for strike 1. Espinal does have 6 hits, 3 of them home runs, 2 of them singles, and 1 of them a double. So he's got some pop in his bat. Let's see if he can get some pop here with John Howard at first base. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Bounced up. John Howard's going to run to second. He's going to get in there standing up as it's a wild pitch. Bounces off the dirt, and the catcher, Luke Bowen, can't get to it. Now a 3-1 count. Espinal could work the walk for Cruz Newman on deck. Lots of runners on the bases for the River Bandits. Still only 3 runs. Here's the pitch home, and that is low for ball 4. Espinal works his second walk of the game. Ups his on-base percentage just that bit more, and Cruz Newman up at the plate. Cruz Newman flied out. His last at bat was hard hit over to left field, and Isaiah Thomas got to it. Thought it might drop in the gap. It would have brought some runners home as it was with the bases loaded. As now they're having a meeting on the mound with Seth Bullock. Looks like his night might be done as there's work going on in the bullpen. Could be it for Bullock here. As he's going to stay on. It was a meeting. Just make sure he was comfortable to stay in the game. So 2 men on. Cruz Newman at the plate. Cruz Newman at the plate. Big spot in this game. Still only in the bottom of the 4th inning. Already 9:06. Going to be a late one here for you guys on the stream and everybody in Tarboro. Cruz Newman has to get out of the way of that one. It bounces up, almost hits him in the foot. Now a 2-0 count as Seth Bullock starting to lose his command a little bit. Why they had the meeting with him. I think if he doesn't get an out here, it might be his last batter as the bases would be loaded if he gets a walk. 2-0 against Newman, and he rips that down the first base line. That's going to be fair. It's going to get all the way to the right field wall. That's going to bring home 1. Espinal is going to be stopped. As now he wanted to go, but the pitcher gets back there. Or not the pitcher, first baseman, excuse me. Gets back to their dugout, gets the ball in time. Good job to keep Espinal there. Gonna be an RBI double for Cruz Newman. Ripped down the first base line all the way to the right field wall.
The shortstop, number 22, Johnny Wall.
That brings up Johnny Wall, a great hitter for the River Bandits here in a big spot. And that's going to be the end of the night for Seth Bullock. We'll let you know who is on the mound next for the Clovers, trying to come in for relief and get that win for Bullock as they are up 7-4. River Bandits are striking here in striking distance with men on second and third, and our third hitter in the batting order, Johnny Wall, up. We'll see you here on YouTube Live. You're watching the Tarboro River Bandits.
I think so. I would have to take though. I'm only knowing myself.
Should I play something for the pitcher change?
Yeah. Play Rockin' Robin.
Okay, this is Elijah Pittman, Jake.
Number 18.
Yep, Elijah Pittman.
In the pitch for Clayton, number 18, Elijah Pittman.
I want to turn that fan up so bad it frees that woman to death. If you don't like it, don't sit under the fan.
Men on second and third as we have a new pitcher on the mound. I hope the stream is all right. It looks a little blurry here at the moment. I have Johnny Wall looking at strike two with 2 men in scoring position. One out. Big spot for Johnny Wall. Let you know who the new pitcher is. Here's the pitch home, and he just gets a piece of it. Could be a blooper in no man's land. Center fielder trying to get to it. Almost didn't get to it. The run home. He's going to get home, and he's going to get in safely. A sac fly for Johnny Wall to bring the game 7-5 as Espinal slides in safe. Big spot for Johnny Wall. Gets the RBI sac fly. Brings up Eston Snyder as the new pitcher on the mound is Elijah Pittman from Pfeiffer University. I'll let you know his stats from Clayton in just a moment. So there's a man on second, and that is high for ball one, high and inside, as the cleanup hitter Eston Snyder is at the plate with a man in scoring position. Big spot to cut the lead even more. Now a 7-5 ball game. He looks at ball two. That's just outside. New pitcher is working fast. Man on second. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and that is low off the dirt for ball three. So he got a quick out. It was a sac fly. Now he's struggling to find the strike zone here against Eston Snyder, our cleanup hitter. So Elijah Pittman has only pitched 8 innings on the season. Here's the pitch home, and that's in there for strike one. Pittman always out of the bullpen, no starts on the season. His longest outing is 1 2/3. He's done that twice, has 8 innings on the season, 1 win, no losses. As the catcher, Luke Bowen, going to have a talk with him, he's down in the count 3-1 with 2 outs. So I'll let you know more about his stats. As I said, he has 1 win, no losses. Has 6 hits against him through 8 innings, not bad. Only 1 earned against him, does have 3 runs. 4 walks, 7 strikeouts, 3 hit by pitch, and he has under a 1 ERA, a .875 ERA, so he has been a great bullpen piece for the Clayton Clovers. Elijah Pittman on the mound. Eston Snyder at the plate. He's up in the count 3-1. Here's the pitch home, and that is high off the catcher's glove. Runner's going to go into third standing as Eston Snyder works the walk. Now runners are now going to be on the corners. I mute myself. Excuse me for that. Don't know what Jake said over to the right of me. Hopefully he didn't say anything too bad. So he grounds that out towards the pitcher, and that's going to be a quick out as he's going to run and pitch it over to the first baseman for out number 3. Colin Hughes grounds out over to Pittman, but the River Bandits do cut it to 7-5 in the bottom of the 4th. Still plenty of game to go. Now a 2-run ball game as the River Bandits have come back from 6-1. We'll see you here in the top half of the 5th inning. Leading off the top half of the fifth for the Clayton Clovers, Jackson Dunlap, their designated hitter who has been doing a lot of damage here for the Clovers against the River Bandits in Tarboro. He's been pitching great. Only has one earned against him, as that is his first pitch of the at-bat, first pitch of the inning, and that's going to be low for ball one. So 1-0 count against Jackson Dunlap as that's hit softly. Gonna be fair. The throw over to first. Keith Gardner in time as Colin Hughes grabs it, lasers it over to first base, and Keith Gardner gets it in for out number one. Big play from Colin Hughes to get the quick out. Could have been a nice swinging bunt for Jackson Dunlap, who has been hot this game. Big first out, not let the leadoff hitter get on, and brings up Alex Leveske. Alex Leveske grounds it over to first base. Keith Gardner's going to grab it for a quick out number two. Two quick outs for Camden Martindale. It's exactly starting to hit again. And it brings up JoJo Allen. JoJo Allen, I haven't had a chance to tell the stats of the other two batters. Such quick outs. JoJo Allen, I just lost my spot on where his stats are. So the pitch home is fouled back for strike one. Actually can't find. Oh, there, JoJo Allen with a .333 batting average, a .452 on base percentage, 17 hits, 15 of them singles, 2 of them doubles. On the season, he has 5 RBIs, 11 runs, 9 walks, and only 4 strikeouts. He's a big walking guy. He looks at strike one, doesn't strike out very much at all. In the 7th spot, their shortstop for the Clovers. They went on the bases with 2 outs as Camden Martindale taking over the mound again in relief for Leighton Dupree as that's grounded out over towards third base. Espinal's going to grab the throw over to first. Keith Gardner is going to be in time for out number 3, a 1-2-3 inning for Camden Martindale. We'll see you here in the bottom of the 5th inning as River Bandits bats are starting to heat up here in this game. A late game here, it's 9:20 in Tarboro. We'll see you here. You're watching Tarboro Municipal. You're watching at Tarboro Municipal Stadium. Brandon Phillips leading off the bottom half of the 5th as Camden Martindale went 1-2-3 in the top half of the 5th. Good job from Camden Martindale to get these hot River Bandits bats up at the plate as Brandon Phillips in his first game back drew a walk his last at bat. Now he's in a 2-0 count. Could do it again. Could get the pitch he wants, get a big hit, his first hit back. The pitch home is flied out. Over to their shortstop, JoJo Allen. Now the left fielder trying to get it. Nope, JoJo Allen's going to be under it. Waves him off and gets out number 1 as Brandon Phillips pops it up over to him.
Number 4, Mitch Jones.
Brings up Mitch Jones. Excuse me. Mitch Jones up at the plate with 1 out. Pitch home is fouled back into the netting. For University. Pittman, as I mentioned, always out of the bullpen with 8 innings pitch. Has under a 1 ERA. He's been pitching great. Ground out over to JoJo Allen. JoJo Allen with another play. He drops it. It bobbles over to him, and he can't make the play. Can't scoop it out. That's going to be a reach-on error for Mitch Jones as JoJo Allen just can't make the play over at shortstop. Takes a weird hop.
The center fielder, number 10, Ethan Barnes.
Now Ethan Barnes at the plate. Ethan Barnes not in the batter's box yet, taking his time to get in there. He has a hit this game. He's our center fielder tonight. Here's the pitch home, and this is fouled back into the netting. Has Mitch Jones over at first after Mitch Jones reached on an error. Doesn't matter to the River Bandits. Anyone on the bases start getting it going. That's the first error for the Clayton Clovers this game, as the Clovers are 14-14. Here's the pitch home. Breaking ball almost hits Ethan Barnes in the head. Has to duck under that for ball 1. 1-1 count to Barnes. Mitch Jones is going to go. He rips it down the third base side, and that's going to be a double play as it's lined out. Wow, what a turn of events, as that was going to be an easy steal. Ethan Barnes rips it over to Mike Snyder, and it's lined into his glove to throw over to first. Easy money for the Clovers. That'll be the end of the 5th inning as it stays 7-5. We'll see you here after a quick 5th inning. Zach Lyon leading off the top half of the 6th in a 7-5 ball game. Camden Martindale coming out on the mound once again as he's pitched 3 very good innings. 3 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Very nice in relief of Leighton Dupree. So that's fouled back. Zach Lyon up at the plate, their 8th hitter in the lineup. He's a right fielder. Martindale only at 37 pitches now through 3 innings. Here's the pitch home, and can he hold up the appeal? No appeal. He's goes down with a strike 2. 1-2 count against Lyon as he goes down swinging for strike 3. Camden Martindale has looked magnificent here on the mound through 3 1/3 innings in relief of Leighton Dupree. He gets a strikeout to lead off the top half of the 6th. Brings up Luke Bowen. He's their catcher tonight. As Martindale's facing 7, 8, 9 in the top half of the 6th. This is ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball is in there for strike 2. A nasty breaking ball. Camden Martindale's. He has everything going for him here. No one on the bases. He's been empty for a while now. Gets a fouled ball back to the backstop. So it has been smooth sailing for Martindale. It's already a later game as the rain delay kept us waiting 45 minutes extra. We had a long start to the game as Martindale's pitch is outside for ball 2. Luke Bowen has a walk, a strikeout, and a run this game, and he just worked it full. He could get another walk here. A payoff pitch from Martindale. Here it is. Breaking ball is inside. He holds up for ball 4. So after a quick strikeout of Zach Lyon, Luke Bowen works a walk, and it brings up Jack Stark. Jack Stark, their center fielder, has no hits and 2 strikeouts in his 2 at-bats here. He's going to look to bunt. It's going to be bunted foul. Hits the umpire. Hope you all had a great July 4th. Had a nice celebration with family, friends, or loved ones. Hope now you're enjoying a great baseball game. This is a tight baseball game. It was a 6-1 game. Now 7-5. A late one, but very, very fun. Martindale on the mound, pitching great throw over to first. No play. On deck, the top of their batting order, Isaiah Thomas, their left fielder. Here's the pitch home. He looks to bunt. He's going to drop it. It's going to be fair. Martindale is going to throw over to first. Not in time. He took his time with it, and Jack Stark runs up that line fast. That's going to be a bunt hit for Jack Stark.
The left fielder, number 3, Isaiah Thomas.
That's big. Would have been an easy number 2 out of the inning. Kept the man at second with 2 outs and the top of their lineup up, but now men on first and second with the top of their batting order and only 1 out. Is that he rips that down the right field side. Eston Snyder's going to look at that. He's going to get under it for out number 2. The throw into second is going to keep the man at first, but now runners on the corners as that was hit hard over to Eston Snyder, but Eston Snyder able to get under it over at the wall. Good play to keep his eye on that as he was inching towards that wall.
The second baseman, number 2, Davey Morgan.
I just know it can be difficult trying to keep your eye on the ball. But you're about to run into a 12-foot tall fence. Don't want to run into it too hard, injure yourself. But you don't want to take your eye off the ball for too long or take it off at all. It takes some skill to take your eye off of it. Get back under it. Here's the pitch home, and that is low for ball 1. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Davey Morgan, their second baseman, up at the plate. Davey Morgan with a hit, a walk, and 2 runs this game. He's been doing some damage for the Clovers. Has a chance to do some more as that gets to the backstop. Runner's going to come home. The throw over to the home plate is going to be high. No play. It's Colin Hughes' throw over to Martindale is not there. He's going to bring another run home off a wild pitch. Makes it 8-5 Clayton. Two-0 count now against Davey Morgan. And an 8-5 ball game. Now the runner got over to second. So still a man in scoring position. 2-0 count, 2 outs, 8-5. Martindale's 2-0 pitch is outside again for ball 3. Pitch, trying to not let up the walk. Get back in this at bat is Martindale. Here's the pitch home, and he gets a big swing and a miss. He can't hold himself and contain himself there, Davey Morgan. Tried to stop himself, and he just couldn't. So now a 3-1 count. Martindale looks at second. Here's his 3-1 pitch. Nope. He takes a step off the mound to check over at the runner on second. And Jack Stark. Davey Morgan trying to bring him home. Actually, Jack Stark might have scored. As that is ball 4. Davey Morgan works the walk, and now runners on first and second. Colin Hughes going to have a talk with Camden Martindale on the mound, and do have some work going on in the bullpen, just starting to get some work. Just bringing them out right now. As Martindale was smooth sailing for a while, has a run now in this inning, and 2 men on the bases, 1 in scoring position, an 8-5 ball game. Just walked Davey Morgan and brings up Mike Snyder. He's in the 3 spot in their batting lineup, and he has 2 RBIs this game. 3-4-5 has all the RBIs in this game, so this is a big spot for Martindale. Try to get out of this inning. Don't want to walk him and put on a man that already has a bunch of damage this game. Chance for the Clovers to open up this game after they let the River Bandits chip away at that 6-1 lead. Here's the 0-0 pitch for outside for ball 1. Looks over at second. Here's the 1-0. Runner's going to go. Double steal. He rips that over to left field. Left fielder's going to dive and make the play. Cruz Newman makes a diving grab in left field. He saves a run. If that got behind him, the bases would be cleared, and that would have been a 2 RBI double to extend that lead. What a great diving play from Cruz Newman. We'll see you here in the bottom half of the 6th as the Clovers do add 1 in the inning, but they get stranded over at first and second. You're watching the Tarboro River Bandits on YouTube Live. Keith Gardner here in Tarboro Municipal Stadium, leading off the bottom half of the sixth in an 8-5 ball game as he looks at a breaking ball for strike one. Gardner got a long hit single over to the right field side. Zach Lyon has a good arm. He held him over at first in his last at bat. He rips it down the third base side. That's going to be fair. He runs over first base. He's going to try for two. And he's going to get to two easily as it goes all the way to the left field wall. No play. PA announcer talking. John Howard now at the plate. John Howard has a run this game as he hit into a fielder's choice last at bat. He fouls that out of play. On deck is Fernando Espinal, the top of our batting order. So we'll flip it over after this at bat. Had a tough double play last inning in the bottom half of the fifth. Ethan Barnes lined out over to their third baseman. Snyder had an easy play at first, as that is just outside for ball one. Mitch lined out over to Mike Snyder. Easy throw over to first for a double play. Rivermen is trying to add on to something this inning. They didn't get anything that inning. Now a man on second with no outs, and John Howard hits it into center field. That's going to be a base knock. Keith Gardner's going to get into third safely, and John Howard's going to get a base knock. Runners now on first and third with no outs, and the River Bandits are in striking distance. The bottom of the order for the River Bandits get it started here in the bottom of the sixth. John Howard with a single after Keith Gardner ripped a double down the left field side. John Howard now getting pinch run for. Looks like Boogie Saunders. You'll love to see Boogie Saunders out there. He'll be the extra hitter for the rest of the night, as that's exactly what John Howard was doing in the 10th spot in this batting order. So there is extra hitters in the PCL League, and extra hitters over for the Clayton Clovers as well. So now 10 in the batting orders. Gives the batters more at-bats, but it does sometimes take away. Either love it or you hate it. I won't disclose whether I love it or hate it. Runner's going to go as he fouls it, and Boogie Saunders is going to have to run back over to first base. Espinal up at the plate, top of our batting order with a big spot on the line. Keith Gardner at third, sac fly in play. Ground balls in play. You never want a ground ball double play, but it would bring a run home. But they're down 3, so you want more than that. 0-1 count for Espinal as he pops that out of play. Elijah Pittman on the mound, continuing on the mound. Pittman has 1 2/3 innings pitched, 2 hits, and 1 walk. Here's the 0-2, and he holds up. The ball one, as that was a low. Espinal almost swung, but he held himself together. Runners on first and third. Espinal takes a quick timeout. Just to gain his composure here down in the count 1-2. Elijah Pittman has been pitching great so far in the season for the Clayton Clovers. I mentioned he's under a 1 ERA, .85. They could add on to that here with Espinal's at bat as he goes reaching for it. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That'll be out number 1 as Espinal goes down swinging.
The left fielder, number 5, Cruz Newman.
Cruz Newman now at the plate. As Cruz Newman made that amazing diving grab over in left field to save a couple runs from scoring in the top half of the sixth. Newman one. There's a fastball in the heart of the plate. Newman has one of the RBIs today, and the next three guys have all the rest of the RBIs in this game. So this is the spot to do it with one out. Boogie's going to go as that's outside. No throw over to second with a Keith Gardner at third. Don't want to risk it is what Luke Bowen was thinking. And now two runners in scoring position. Takes that ground ball double play out of the picture. Now Cruz Newman can try to hit it anywhere. Get a base knock. Get anything. Get that run and Keith Gardner home and cut that deficit to 2. Here's the pitch as he hits it into center field. That's going to be caught. Keith Gardner already running, thinking that was a hit. So he has to stay. No sac fly in play. As Keith Gardner, if he stayed over at third, might have been able to run home with the sac fly, but it's hit pretty hard over to their center fielder, Jack Stark. Brings up Johnny Wall. Johnny Wall with an RBI, a walk, and a run this game. One run, or depending on how hard he hits it, maybe just 2. But we'll see if he gets a hit here. That sails high for ball 1. So 1-0 pitch over to Wall as he hits that hard into left center field, excuse me. That's going to be not caught. He misplays it, and that's going to bring 2 runs home. The center fielder, Jack Stark, can't locate the ball. He takes his eyes off it, and Johnny Wall is going to hit it over to center field and bring 2 runs home. Oh, my goodness.
Wow, what a turn of events, John.
Our PA box trying to be my color commentator as I don't have one this season. I'm by myself here. Messed up that call a little bit thinking that was right center. It was left center field. Excuse me on that one, but it brought 2 runs home. Now an 8-7 ball game. This is a fun one here, coming back from 6-1 as he hits that sky high into right field. It's going to be caught for out number 3 from Zach Lyon. Eston Snyder pops it out in 1 pitch. So that'll be the end of the bottom half of the 6th, but the River Bandits do add 2. After Johnny Wall hits it hard into center field and Jack Starr can't make a play on it, loses his eye. And that'll be it for the 6th inning. So we'll see you here for the last 3 innings of this game, an 8-7 ball game. 11 hits now for the River Bandits. You're watching the Tarboro River Bandits on YouTube Live. We're here in the 7th inning in Tarboro at 9:47 p.m. after the rain delay. The River Bandits cut it to 1. Now an 8-7 game as Brock Arender's on the mound as that's hit over to right field, and Mitch Jones is going to take it away from Esten Snyder for out number 1. So a quick out for Brock Arender. Mitch Jones gets under it. And it brings up Jackson Dunlap. So Braden Davidson has been doing some damage this game. Gets him out really quickly. As Davidson had 1 hit, 2 RBIs, a walk, and a run. And now their DH Jackson Dunlap has 2 hits, 3 RBIs, and a run, as he's the one who hit that 3-run shot in the 1-1 count with a 1 out. Here's the pitch home. That is in there. It clips the outside black for strike 2. As Brock Arender on the season has 7 1/3 innings pitched. Best hitters right now are the Clovers, out very quickly. A strikeout and a pop out to Mitch Jones for 2 quick outs in the top half of the 7th. As Brock Arender on the season, 7 1/3 innings pitched. No wins, no losses. Only 9 hits on him. 6 earned runs, 10 walks, 14 strikeouts with a 7.36 ERA. So that pitch is a ball in the first pitch of the at-bat. Batter's hitting 281 off of him. Right now, got 2 of the best Clover hitters out very, very quickly. So 1-0. The pitch home is in the dirt for ball 2. Two-one count. He's facing Alex Levesque, their extra hitter. So he got out a first baseman, a designated hitter, and now an extra hitter. Or now he's at bat with an extra hitter. Gets strike 2. Maybe I was foreshadowing that he was going to get the out here. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That breaking ball goes over his head. He has to duck. That works it full. Now a full count. Here's the payoff pitch from Arender, and he hits that hard into the right field. And Esten Snyder's going to get under it for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning from Brock Arender. And the River Bandit pitching has just been heating up here in this game, getting the River Bandit it up or take the lead on YouTube Live. You're watching Tarboro River Bandits. Colin Hughes leading off the 7th inning for the River Bandits, as we knew we have a new pitcher that does not have a number here for the Clayton Clovers. So unfortunately I can't give you any stats or any names for this new pitcher. If you're watching, he just has no number on his back, no number on his front. So we'll be calling him the Clovers pitcher for however long he's in here. But Colin Hughes at the plate with Brandon Phillips on deck. Could get it going again. He throws hard. Won't get his velocity here in a moment, but that is a ball in the first pitch of the at-bat. His 1-0 pitch is fouled back for strike one. That might have hit a car. I was told it was hit by a car. The baseball hit a car, so a 1-1 pitch is outside and low for ball two. Colin Hughes trying to lead off the inning with a walk or anything, as the River Bandits have done that, and I think every inning but one this game. It's been big to get back in this game, as he fouls that back very close to our camera, and another scary sight. It happened twice this game. Colin Hughes has 2 hits and 2 RBIs this game. So he's been big as our catcher. He's trying to get another to lead off the game, as he looks at ball 3 as that pitch came in there 78 miles per hour.
Got the umpire in the crotch.
Just heard that it got the umpire in the crotch. I don't know if you guys heard that. He's trying to walk it off. A 3-2 at bat for Colin Hughes. His payoff pitch as he flies that out over the left field side in foul territory. Is anyone going to get to it? As they do get to it for out number 1. Good job to get to that pitch in foul territory.
The designated hitter, number 14, Brandon Phillips.
Brandon Phillips in his first game back. He's been playing well. Does have a walk. He goes for the fences there for strike one. There's 1 out in the inning as Colin Hughes fouled that to the left field territory. Mitch Jones on deck. Here's the pitch home as he goes fishing for that one for strike 2. So an 0-2 count against Brandon Phillips. He's down in it fast in 2 pitches. Here's the pitch home, and that is outside for ball 1. So 1-2 count against Brandon Phillips. No one on the bags. 8-7 ball game. Clayton is still leading. Here's the pitch home as he holds up, but it's in there for strike 3. Brandon Phillips goes down looking and brings up Mitch Jones with 2 outs. 2 quick outs for the new Clayton Clovers pitcher.
This kid's got a cannon on it. Second base. Second base? Yeah. Nah, he goes after shot.
2 outs. Here's the first pitch. He has to back out of the way of that one as he might have gotten hit in the side. Ethan Barnes on deck. 1-0 pitch from the Clovers pitcher as he can't contain himself for strike 2, or strike 1, excuse me. One pitch against Mitch Jones with nothing going in this. Strike 2. as he goes down swinging. The River Bandits go 1-2-3 against the new Clayton Clovers pitcher, who we don't have a name for. And that'll be the end of the 7th inning. We have 2 innings left in an 8-7 ball game. This is a fun one. I hope you all are enjoying. You're watching the Tarboro River Bandits on YouTube Live. JoJo Allen, the shortstop of the Clayton Clovers, leading off the top half of the 8th inning. Trying to extend that Clayton Clover 8-7 lead as he looks at ball 1 from Brock Arender. Brock Arender came in last inning, pitched a 1-2-3 inning for the River Bandits, trying to do that again. Pitch home is a big swing and a miss for strike 1, as I just got word that Chandler Williford is the pitcher for the Clayton Clovers. It's his first game with Clayton, so I'll call him by his name next inning if he's still out there. Sorry about that, Clayton fans, and thank you, Clayton Clovers, for commenting that, letting me know. So a 1-2 pitch for Brock Arender to JoJo is flied out over to over to Johnny Wall. I was thinking JoJo Allen, but he's the batter. Over to Johnny Wall for out number 1. It's a quick out for Brock Arender. Johnny Wall gets under that. Got a question in the comments. I want to know what the best thing over the concession stand is. My favorite thing is the sausage dogs. I get cheese on top of them, and I'm hearing from the press box that it's a crowd favorite as well. It's a press box favorite. Everyone in here gets it every time, every game. So we love it in here, and I would definitely say to go out and try that if you come over to Tarboro. Their popcorn is also very, very good. So those would be the 2 things I would try. There's a couple things I get. So an 0-1 pitch from Brock Arender. Breaking ball is in there for strike 2. Brock Arender trying to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He has 4 now. Here's the pitch home, and that is high for ball 1. Brock Arender looks at the sign for Colin Hughes. Here's his 1-2 pitch. Flied out over to Eston Snyder in right field. He's going to get under that for out number 2. 2 quick outs for Brock Arender as he's went through 5 consecutive. Trying to get Arender's velocity here, and my radar is not picking it up. Maybe he's throwing it too fast for the radar. Two quick outs. Here's the first pitch, and that is outside for ball 1. The pitch home in there for strike one. That pitch came in there at 81 miles per hour. So a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch home as he is a big swing and a miss for strike two against Luke Bowen. Let's see what he does here. Will he go to the breaking ball or some high heat in the 1-2 count against Bowen? He goes for the fastball, and that is low. Ball called as a strike three to end the inning. Not a massive River Bandit crowd. Definitely been bigger as rain delay and some scares of game not even being played kept him away. Here's the pitch home as he can't contain, or he contains himself, but it's strike three looking for Luke Bowen. He's not happy with the call. He knows he contained himself, but the home plate umpire calls it in there in the inside corner. Brock Arender goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in his 6 at game. River Bandits going to try to tie this game up or take the lead in the bottom half of the 8th. You're watching the Tarboro River Bandits on YouTube Live. Ethan Barnes leading off the bottom half of the 8th in a big spot as he grounds it down the third baseline and foul. You want to get the leadoff man on with Keith Gardner's bat as he has 2 consecutive hits. He swings for the fences on that one, misses completely for strike 2. As the new pitcher on the mound, Chandler Williford, not technically that new because he was in last inning, but I didn't know his name, so he's new for the name-wise. Chandler Williford from Campbell University as Ethan Barnes goes down swinging for strike 3. 3 quick pitches and 1 quick strikeout. As my sideline HD is not working at the moment. There we go. Keith Gardner at the plate. Swings and misses on that one on strike 1. Chandler Williford was a redshirt junior last year as Keith Gardner looks at a ball down low. Williford pitched 2 years at Campbell before he redshirted last year. He's a pitch home as he fouls that back into the netting. The 2 years before that he pitched, he had a 6 ERA in 2021 and 11 appearances, 9 innings pitched, 14 hits, 6 earned runs, 10 walks, and 10 strikeouts. 1 home run allowed with a .359 batting average. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Gardner. As that breaking ball clips the inside zone for strike 3. 2 quick outs for Williford as he has been dealing since he's came in the game. Williford in 2022 only had 1 appearance at Campbell with a 0 ERA, 1 innings pitched with 1 walk and 3 batters faced. And then he redshirted the next year. And Armani Newton now at the plate, extra hitter in place of John Howard. And in place of Boogie Saunders, who pinch ran for John Howard after John Howard got on base his last at bat. So after Armani Newton is the top of the batting order, and if he gets out, we'll have the top of the lineup in the bottom of the 9th. So Armani Newton looks at ball 1. So Armani Newton's first at bat of the game as he gets hit with it. It looks like, no, he must have backed out of the way. I thought he got hit in the side. Backs out of the way. And I answer like you guys can hear him. Armani Newton did not get hit. He backs out of the way as he's an athletic hitter, athletic player, great outfielder. Armani Newton on the season, one of our best hitters, has 66 plate appearances at a .333 batting average, .439 on base percentage, has 18 hits, 14 singles, 3 doubles, and 1 home run. You'd love to see him have another home run here with 2 outs. Could get the pitch he wants with 2 balls here against Williford. Newton has 9 RBIs, 11 walks, and 10 strikeouts. Just had a quick meeting on the mound from Luke Bowen with his pitcher, Williford. Williford 2-0 against Armani Newton. Here's the pitch home, and that's outside, makes it 3-0. So it would bring up a home run hitting Fernando Espinal at the plate if Armani Newton can get on. That's exactly what you want to see if you're a River Bandit fan. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That is inside and low for ball 4. Armani Newton works a 4-pitch. That brings up Fernando Espinal.
The third baseman, number 19, Fernando Espinal.
River Bandit crowd getting into it. Not the biggest crowd, but they're showing him some love. He has 2 runs and 2 walks on the game. He's going to try to get a hit here or anything as he looks at ball 1. Big spot in this game for Fernando Espinal. 8-7. River Bandits have 11 hits. Clovers have 6. 2 errors for the River Bandits, 1 for the Clovers. Armani Newton at first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Newton looks at it low for ball 2. As Chandler Williford lost his command a little here in the last 1.5 at bats. Here's the 2-0 from Williford. Runner's going to go, risking it, hits him in the back, and he looks hurt. He's not happy. He screamed at that, hit him right in the tailbone. He's trying to walk it off, as that is tough. You never want to get hit there. The bottom half of your back and the tailbone, that's got to hurt, going to leave a bruise there. Might get pinch ran if he can't walk it off. Oh, looks like it might have got his arm. Thought it got him in the back. He might have turned into it. I don't know. He's holding his arm down a little bit, but he had a pad where he's holding it. He's trying to walk it off. Can't do much about it here. Don't know what he's telling the coaches. He probably wants to stay in, trying to get as much time as he can to stay in, trying to run the bases. So Armani Newton was stealing as he got hit by that pitch. We have Cruz Newman at the plate as Espinal is going to stay in. He's going to walk it off, and the crowd's going to give him a loud roar. It's Cruz Newman in the biggest spot of his River Bandit tenure to start. put second in the batting order. He's a good hitter. He has 2 hits and an RBI this game and 4 at-bats. He wants a hit here to tie it up. Armani Newton and Fernando Espinal can both run the bases well. They're speedy. So a hit in the gap would most likely score Armani Newton. You never know if it would score Espinal. Having a little meeting on the mound, excuse me. Luke Bowen talking to Chandler Williford. Manager coming out, one of the managers, as we're going to have a pitching change. So that'll be it for Chandler Williford, as he pitched well for 5 outs and just lost his command a little bit, walked a man in 4 pitches, and Armani Newton, and then hit Fernando Espinal. So we will see you back here in Tarboro on YouTube Live for the River Bandits to try to score with men on first and second. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is. Shea DeFalco taking over on the mound for the Clayton Clovers. Cruz Newman is at the plate in a big spot with runners on first and second in a 1-run ball game in the bottom half of the 8th. As that breaking ball gets in there, a nice breaking ball for strike 1. Shea DeFalco has 23 innings pitched for the Clovers. No starts, 1 win, 1 loss. 20 hits against him, 7 earned runs. So breaking ball, he hits that hard. That's high over to right field, and he is going to get under it. Oh my goodness, I thought maybe that might have got out of there. Cruz Newman flies out to right field. That would have been massive. That'll be the end of the bottom half of the 8th, as there's 3 outs left for the River Bandits to get back in this game. Clayton Clovers are going to try to extend that 8-7 lead here on YouTube Live. Jack Stark at the plate, the Clayton Clovers center field. Leading off for the top half of the ninth, Brock Arender continues on the mound as he gets a big swing and a miss from Stark. Arender with 2 clean innings, no hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts, trying to keep it clean. He gets a hit hard into left field, left center field, and they are going to be under that for out number 1. Cruz Newman gets under it. So a quick out for Brock Arender, as that has been a very common theme here for Arender, as he's in relief of Leighton Dupree and Camden Martindale. Camden Martindale went 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. He came in, and that's a pretty good ball in relief of Leighton Dupree, as that's hit hard into right field. Eston Snyder is going to run that down and get under it for out number 2. 2 quick outs for Arender, as Arender has been cruising. If he gets another out here, he would have 9 consecutive outs with no one on, and this would be his best outing for sure. Arender's stuff is looking really good tonight. Give the River Bandits a chance if he can get this out. Keep it a 1-run ball game, just 1 swing of the bat. That is low for ball 1. Must have been low. It looked in the middle of the plate. I don't have the angle as well if it's low. Espinal's been hit by hits twice this game. It's a weird stat to look at. He's over at third base for the River Bandits tonight. Brock Arender is in a 2-0 count now, facing off against Davey Morgan, their second baseman. As that has popped up, first base side, and Keith Gardner has no play on it as it's out of play. Hits the top of the stadium, makes a loud bang. River Bandits have walked 8 men tonight, have 6 strikeouts, 5 from Leighton Dupree, 5 walks from Leighton Dupree, 3 from Martindale. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's fouled back. Makes it 2-2. Davey Morgan on the night has a hit, 2 walks, and 2 runs. He's been doing some damage. Arender with a 2-2 pitch. That is inside for ball 3. As Davey Morgan works it full. Arender's payoff pitch to Morgan is hit hard into center field. Ethan Barnes is going to get under it right at the wall for out number 3. Lots of hard hit balls over to the Tarboro Municipal Stadium wall tonight. Hasn't been much gone, or hasn't been anything gone other than that first inning 3-run shot from the Clayton Clovers. So Brock Arender does his job, keeps it 8-7. River Bandits have 3 outs to try to tie or win this ball game. We'll see you here on YouTube Live to watch that happen. Will Leonard taking over the mound in the bottom of the ninth for the Clayton Clovers, trying to get the save. At the plate, Johnny Wall leading off for the River Bandits. Trying to get on, trying to get a lead off anything as he looks at a ball high. So Will Leonard with 19 2/3 innings pitched has 1 win, 1 loss. 11 hits against him, 4 earned, and 11 walks. Here's the 1-0 pitch as he goes reaching for that for strike 1. Does have 11 walks on the season, Will Leonard, so he does walk some people, but he has 24 strikeouts, so he is a strikeout pitcher. Trying to get some action going for the River Bandits as he looks at ball 2. He has a 1.42 ERA. Great pitcher for the Clovers, putting them in for the save opportunity. 2-1 against Wall as he gets a piece of it for strike 2. River Bandits defeated the Clayton Clovers on July 1st, 9-3 in Clayton. Clayton's trying to take that win back here in Tarboro. See if Johnny Wall and River Bandits have anything to say about it. Here's the 2-2. He just gets a piece of it, stays alive. Good job from Wall. Spoils that away. There's a chance for Johnny Wall. 2-2 count. He gets a piece of it, fouls it off, hits the stadium. Johnny Wall staying alive with his foul balls here, getting pieces of them. I'd love to see a walk-off for the River Bandits. Haven't seen that yet in my broadcasting time here. That would be fun. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Johnny Wall gets a piece of it again, fouls it off. Johnny Wall staying alive. Pesky at bat here from him. Trying to aggravate the new pitcher in Will Leonard. Will Leonard from Barton College. Here's the 2-2 pitch. He gets a piece of it, grounds it over to second base. It's going to be a tough play. He can't make it. Johnny Wall is going to get on with a leadoff error. Could be called possibly an infield single as that was really softly hit over to Davey Morgan in a tough play. He could have beat it out either way, but he's on the bases. And it brings up Eston Snyder, who has been smoking the ball today. He smoked one over to left field. Eston Snyder, he is the winning run. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat. He hits it to right field. That is in foul territory. There could be a play. First baseman gets under it. He can't make the play. Does not catch it, and he slams his glove down. He is not happy with himself. Johnny Wall in the game has 1 hit, 3 RBIs, a walk, and a run, and now he is on first base. And Eston Snyder has 2 hits, an RBI, a walk, and a run. This is 3 was Johnny Wall, and now 4, the cleanup hitter, Eston Snyder. This is the heart of the order for the River Bandits. A chance to win this game, walk it off in the bottom of the ninth against the Clayton Clovers. Here's the pitch home, and that's in there for strike 2. 0-2 count against Snyder. He's going to have to work his way back. Looks down. Here's the pitch home, and that's just outside. Wow, what a great take from Snyder. Man on first. 1-2 count against Snyder. Here's the pitch home as he just gets a piece of it, fouls it off as the River Bandits first 2 at-bats here from Johnny Wall and Eston Snyder having some pesky at-bats, fouling some balls off. It worked for Johnny Wall. He got a softly hit ground ball over to their second baseman, Davey Morgan. He got on. Don't know if they ruled it an error or not. Either way, he's on first base. Eston Snyder now at the plate, down in the count. 1-2. Here's the pitch home. He hits it hard to left field. That's going to be a base hit. The left fielder gets to it, and it's going to keep him at second base, but he gets the base hit down 1-2, and Eston Snyder delivers. Brings up Colin Hughes.
The catcher, number 17, Colin Hughes.
Big spot for Colin Hughes. I've been saying big spot a lot this game as they've had to come back from 6-1. Now an 8-7 ball game. River Bandits doubling the hits of the Clayton Clovers. They're still down 1. Colin Hughes with a chance to win the game with this winning run, at first base. Tying run over at second. Colin Hughes at the plate. Brandon Phillips on deck. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch home. Colin Hughes looks at a ball low. You just don't want a double play here. That's really all you're hoping for. I mean, you'd love to get on base, love to get a walk, love to get a hit. Just don't ground into a double play. Colin Hughes has 2 hits, 2 RBIs on the game. Massive spot. Don't know if they're going to steal. He hits it to the second baseman, and they might hit into a double play, and that's exactly what he does. I called it. Wow. So unfortunate. Lines it right at Davey Morgan for a double play. Drains the energy out of the building here, the stadium. Still a man at second. Game is not over as Brandon Phillips is at the plate. 1 walk and 2 strikeouts for Phillips. Wants his first hit back for Tarboro. Could tie this ball game up, bring us into extras. He swings and misses at that one. Runner's going to get to third. He's going to be 90 feet away. A wild pitch could change this game, could tie it up. Brandon Phillips with a chance to tie it up here. Just needs a base hit. On deck is Mitch Jones. Down in the count 0-1. The pitch home. He swings and misses at that one. He's down in the count 0-2. This is it. 1 strike left. Brandon Phillips in his first game back, trying to get it done. Pitch home. He hits it. Flied out into left field. Unless he drops it, this game's over. Isaiah Thomas makes the play, and the Clayton Clovers are going to win the game 8-7. River Bandits had a shot. Colin Hughes lined it out to second baseman Davey Morgan for a double play. Just very unfortunate. He hit it hard. It was a good piece of hitting, but just straight at him. And that'll be the end of the game. Clayton Clovers win 8-7. River Bandits tried their best to erase that 6-1 deficit. They go down, and record is now 11-11. Clayton Clovers now tied the series with the River Bandits 1-1. Clovers are now 15-14, and that'll be the end of the game. Game ended at 10:30 after a 7:45 start time, around 7:45. Hope you all enjoyed the stream, and we will see you back here, I believe. Well, my PA announcer, Jake, just said Saturday night, so I'm going to take his word for it and say that we are going to be back here Saturday night, which is exactly right. All-Star game tomorrow night. Go check that out. That'll be in Outer Banks. There's also a home run derby that Eston Snyder and Armani Newton will be involved in. And we play Saturday against the Carolina Disco Turkeys. So we will see you here in Tarboro for that game. We hope you all enjoyed the stream. Can't wait to see you again. Enjoy the rest of your evening, folks.